So today we are going to start the sixth chapter of our literature book, and the name of the chapter is, basically it is a poem, and the name of the poem is The Painted Ceiling. Fine. So this beautiful poem is written by Amy Lowell. Okay, and this poem is on page number 43 and 44 of your literature book. Fine. So let's get started with the poem, and before explaining the poem, I would like to read the poem line by line. Okay, first I will read the poem according to the stanza, then I will explain the things according to line by line. Fine. So let's get started with the poem. So, the painted ceiling. My grandpapa lives in a wonderful house with a great many windows and doors. There are stairs that go up and stairs that go down, and such beautiful slippery floors. But of all of the rooms, even mother's and mine, and the brook room and parlor and all, I like the green dining room so much the best because of its ceiling and wall. Right over your head is a funny round hole with apples and pears falling through. There is a big bunch of grapes and purpley and sweet, and melons and pineapples too. They tumble, but never comes down. But never come down. Though I have stood underneath a long while with my mouth open wide, for I always hoped just a cherry would drop from the pile. No matter how early I run there to look, it has always begun to fall through. And one night, when at bedtime I crept in to see, it was falling by candlelight too. I am sure they are magical fruits, and each one make you hear things or see things or go for ever invisible, but it's not use, and of course I shall just never know. From the ladder too heavy to lift, and the chairs are not merely so tall as I need. I have given up hope, and I feel I shall die without having accomplished the deed. It's a little bit sad when you seem very near to adventures and things that sort, which nearly begin, and then don't you know it is only because you are short. Fine. So this is all about poem. So we are having 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stanza. The poem is being divided into 8 stanza. So I think firstly we'll cover the first 4, then we'll see whether we can do the same thing in this video or in another video that we will see later on. Fine. So I have gone through the poem. Okay, now I'm going to explain the poem line by line. So let's get started with the things. So the painted ceiling. So I hope you are well aware about of the word ceiling. So if you don't know, no issue. Ceiling means the upper. See, in our house we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls. So the upper portion of the wall. Okay, that we call it as a ceiling. So and this portion, that means this is the window. But apart from this here, so this portion. Suppose if that portion, that means the wall portion, and see we are having 4 walls. Okay, and apart from that we are having the upper wall also, that we call it as a ceiling. Okay, that means that the roof part, okay, we call it as a ceiling. So we are having the painted ceiling, that means the ceiling is that means the upper part of the house, that means the roof is painted. Okay, okay, and that we call it as the painted ceiling. So I'm going to explain the first stanza. My grandpapa lives in a wonderful house. So we're having a scene, okay, of you can say poet's grandfather. okay, and who lives in a beautiful house, wonderful house, or you can say very beautiful house with a great many windows and doors. Basically in our house we all know that we are having windows, then doors, everything, so that for the ventilation purpose, fine. So but here the poet is saying that his grandfather lives in a very beautiful house with you can say many doors and windows, okay, windows are there, doors are there, everything you can say are there. There are stairs that goes up and stairs that go down. So stairs, you can see the steps, okay, that means with the help of which we can move from first ground floor to first floor, fine. So there are stairs that go up, okay, basically we are having stairs with the help of which we can go move to the first floor, okay, and come down from the from first floor to down floor also. The same stair will go up and the same stair will come down also. So there are stairs that go up and stairs that go down, and such beautiful slippery floor, that means the floor is beautifully, you can say, tiled with very beautifully tiled, okay, that means tiles are there and that tiles are very slippery and very beautiful. So in the first stanza we are having the description of grandfather's house with you can say having many windows and doors, and the ceiling is very beautiful and the stair goes up and down and the floor is very slippery, that means the floor is covered with tiles and all, fine. Now coming to the next stanza. But all of the rooms, even mother's and mine, that means the poet is talking about at his grandfather's house he is having a room, okay, and his mother also having a room, okay, but that room is not, let's see what is that. But all of the rooms, even mother's and mine, and the book room and parlor at all. So book room means basically talking about the library, and parlor means you can say a meeting, a room to meet visitor, you can say guest room, simple, okay. So and the book room, the parlor and all, I like the green dining room so much the best. So basically out of the different rooms, okay, rooms of his mother, his own, and you can see the book room, the parlor, he don't like all you can say the rooms that too much, but the thing is that he liked the most the green dining room, that means the dining room is fully, you can beautifully painted with green colors, okay. Why? Because of the walls, that means walls are painted with beautiful color, and the ceiling also, that means see, because of its ceiling and walls, that means walls and ceilings are beautifully painted, okay. Right over your head is a funny round hole. Now the poet is saying that suppose if you are sitting here, that means in that dining room, if you are sitting here, just above your head, just above here, your there is you can say a hole, funny hole, okay. For what purpose? Let's see. With apples and pears falling through. Now the poet is saying that from that hole, okay, apples and different fruits, apples and pears are going to fall from that hole, that means from that top of the hole, fine. Right over your head is a funny round hole with apples and pears falling through. There is a big bunch of grapes and purpley and sweet. So we are having, you can say grapevine tree also. So and that grapevine tree is, you can say the color of the grape is purple and very sweet, okay, dark purple. So we are having two types of grapes in color. One is light green and another one is a purple kind of, okay, dark purple kind of. So the poet is telling that there is a bunch of grapes and purpley and sweet, and melons and pineapples too. So that means from that hole, apple, pears, you can grapes, melons and pineapples are going to fall from that hole. That means that from that you can say funny hole. Now talking about the last stanza. They tumble and tumble but never come down. So the poet is saying that means the, you can say different fruits, okay, they are moving like this, that means they are moving, okay, but they are never come down, that means they are not going to fall from that hole. I have stood underneath means just below, that means if the hole is here and what the poet is doing, the poet is standing just under the hole underneath a long while with my mouth open wide, that means he just open his mouth like this, okay, so that the fruits, okay, are going to come down, okay, with my mouth open wide, for I always hope just a cherry would drop from the pile. So for what he was waiting for, that the cherry should fall from the, you can say, from that hole, and that is going to drop into his mouth. For that that means the poet is being waiting for that. Fine. So I hope up to the fourth stanza it is clear to you all. I have explained the things line by line. Again I am going to read the things. Fine. My grandpapa lives in a wonderful house with a great many windows and doors. There are stairs that go up and stairs that go down, and such beautiful slippery floors. But of all the rooms, even mother's and mine, and the book room and parlor and all, I like the green dining room so much the best because of its ceiling and wall. Right over your head is funny round hole with apples and pears falling through. There is a big bunch of grapes and purpley and sweet, and melons and pineapples too. They tumble and tumble but never come down, though I have stood underneath a long while with my mouth open wide, for I always have hoped just a cherry would drop from the pile. Fine. So one more stanza I'll take it. Okay. No matter how early I run there to look. So he said that doesn't matter whether how fast or how early I am looking for that, it has always begun to fall through. That means it's always about to fall through that hole, that you can say that passage. Okay. And one night when at bedtime I crept in to see. So the poet is saying that the thing is that the poet is saying that when one night he was at the bedtime, so what happened, he just you can say crept to see, just his you can say crab, that means creep, that means you can say crept means basically crawling movement. What the snakes and lizard do, they crawl. Okay. So we are having so what the poet did, he just, and one night when at bedtime I crept into to see, it was falling by candlelight too. So you can say candlelight, here you can say that the moonlight. Okay. So that the fruits are falling through it in the presence of moonlight. Okay. I am sure they are magical fruit, and each one makes you hear things or see things or go. That means he said that definitely this must be some magical fruit. Okay. Forever invisible, but it's no use. So you can say that it is invisible kind of, but that is of no use because magical fruit we cannot eat it. And of course I shall just never knew. Now for the ladders too heavy to lift, and the chairs are not nearly so tall as I need, I have given up hope, and I feel I shall die without having accomplished the deed. So here the poet is saying that I don't have I don't have that you can say any ladder with the help of which I can move to that portion from where I can, you can say that pluck out the fruits and all, that the magical fruits and all. I don't have, if I am having the ladder, that is too heavy to lift. Okay. And even I don't have the chair so that I can climb over there and just plug the things. Fine. And so he started feeling hopeless and about to die, and he said that definitely I am not, it's very difficult for me to fulfill my, you can say, desire to have that fruit. It's a little bit sad when you seems very near to adventure and things of that sort which nearly begin, and then don't you know it's only because you are short. So the poet is telling about sometimes it is very sad that you are quite nearer to your adventure, just but because that you are not you can say too tall, because of that sometimes what happen, you are about to lose the things. Okay. So it's a little bit sad when you seem very near to adventures and things of that sort, that means you are quite nearer to the things. Okay. which nearly begin and they don't know you. It is only because you are short. That means talking about the short height, that you are quite nearer to the things, but just because you are short in height, so because of that you are not in a, you can say, position to or you are not in a situation to reach over there. Fine. So this is all about the poem, and accomplish means you can say done. Okay, and last time I'm going to read the last 4 stanzas. No matter how early I run there to look, it has always begun to fall through. And one night, when at bedtime I crept in to see, it was falling by candlelight too. I am sure that they are magical fruits, and each one makes you hear things or see things or go for invisible, but it's no use. And of course I shall just never know, for the ladder too heavy to lift, and the chairs are not nearly so tall as I need. I have given up hope, and I feel I shall die without having accomplished the deed. uh, it's a little bit sad when you seem very near to adventures and things of that sort, which nearly begin, and then don't you know, it is only because you are short. So deed means you can say in work. Okay, work basically, and basically that the poet, he don't have, you can say, that too long, too tall ladder. Okay, and the ladder which he's having, that was too heavy, and he's not too tall that he can easily reach over there. That is why he's feeling sad, that sometimes you are quite closer to your you can say adventures and all, but just because of certain things you are unable to do so. So I have completed the poem. Okay, just go through the poem line by line. Okay, and the next thing that you have to do, write down the meaning of difficult words in your notebook. Fine. And rest of the things I am going to give you in the form of PDF. So I hope you understood the poem. Okay, so rest of the things we will cover in the next session. So thank you so much.